Oh my god, Hunter, it's Donald Trump. He wants you to review every Spider-Man game.
Is this true, Mr. President?
China?
Right away, Mr. President.
Spider-Man, one of the most iconic heroes of all time, with hundreds of comics, movies, shows, toys, costumes, posters, pillowcases, footballs, car seat covers, toasters, shoes, flash drives, flashlights, and whatever the fuck this is. Is this a fucking toilet seat cover? But he wasn't always this famous. You have to go way back. Right about here. What's all this mumbo jumbo? We're talking about this guy. Stan Lee and Steve Ditko created Spider-Man in 1962. They set out to create a relatable hero. He was poor, nerdy, bullied in school, and socially awkward. Then, he was bit by a radioactive spider, giving him extraordinary abilities like crawling on walls, spider sense, and the proportionate strength of a spider. But Trump didn't call for me to give a history lesson. We're here to see if video games have done our favorite web-slinger justice. To start, we have to fast forward to 1982.
Try to get up there in time, Spider-Man!
Watch me cut my web, Goblin!
Watch yourself fall, Silk Slinger!
Gotta stop the bombs in time!
If I don't get you, webhead, my diagnosis will!
Holy Hannah!
And you're running out of fluid!
Is this more action than even Spider-Man could handle?
Well, this is awful. Spider-Man for the Atari 2600. It isn't the greatest Spider-Man game, but it was the beginning. The entire game is just Spider-Man climbing up a building trying not to fall. When you get to the top, you have to avoid the goblin and touch the super bomb. But you can't touch it head on? To disarm it, you have to touch it at an angle, because if you just go to it, you fall. Once you disarm it though, you get to level 2, which is the same level? What? The only difference is the building is a little taller and Goblin is faster. The levels are almost identical except for the color. Alright, let me show you how to beat this entire game. You open up Photoshop, you go to File, you hit New, you hit Enter, you paste the Spider-Man game in there, you go to the hue controls, and you drag that shit. There's level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's go back. We're going back to level 1. Oh, level 100, negative 50. Oh, we beat the game! But it could be worse. You can tell what most things are. Spider-Man is Spider-Man, Goblin looks recognizable, the normal bombs look good, the super bombs look, well, the super bombs look like ass. But running out of webs is a nice touch. Overall, it was a humble beginning to our Spider-Man video game journey. But seriously, what was that commercial? What the hell?
Is this more action than even Spider-Man could handle?
The next game in our web series journey is Spider-Man and Captain America in Doctor Doom's Revenge, made in 1989 by Paragon Software. I'm playing the MS-DOS version of the game, and before you start you have to answer a trivia question. I assume this was to stop piracy because the physical comic actually came with the game when you bought it, so it would make sense for them to ask a question that could only be answered if you had the comic. But no matter what you choose, it always says it's right. This is so bizarre, I don't know why it's in here. Moving on, the game has a pretty kick-ass title screen, the artwork is meh, but the music is jammin'. Now let's get playing. What the hell kind of sound effect is that? Is that supposed to be the noise of reading with your finger? Besides that god-awful sound effect, I like the comic book style cutscenes as a way to give us an idea of what's going on. It's a nice touch. Let's see if the gameplay is as charming as the comic panels. Yeah, this is definitely the worst fighter game I've ever seen. The controls are extremely unresponsive and unpredictable. You have to be a certain distance away to do a move, but not too far away, and there's no indication of that either. Just guess and check and hope for the best. The first thing, the absolute first thing you want to do when making a fighting game is take this and just throw that shit right out the window. Alright, cool. Alright, let's start making a game. But we must move on. We killed the robot, not even a Doom bot, but just a normal robot. Let's see what's next. Alright, bonus stage. Hopefully you can get some more health, because that first robot took a little bit of mine. The objective here is to avoid the fireballs until it goes away, but that's a lot easier said than done. I said earlier the controls in the game aren't very responsive, and that really shows in the challenges. Well, now I'm really low on health. I better get an extra life for beating this. Alright, well now we just have to jump over the lamp from the Pixar intro. Shit, I died. There goes my extra life. Wait, game over? What have I done to deserve? What have I done to deserve this?
What have I done to deserve this?
You can lose the game in the bonus stage? Why even have it then? Also only one life for the entire game? I played through almost 2 levels and I was already half dead. Alright, well, there is checkpoints, but you activate them during the comic strips by hitting B. But when you save your progress, it also saves your health. So if you're low on health and you save, good fucking luck trying to finish the next stage. So let's just start from the beginning. Beat the robot, avoid the fireball, jump over the deadly Pixar lamp. Alright, we did it. Nice. Now it's Spider-Man time. I want to point out how well the comic panels look, especially that close up of Spidey's face. The gameplay is still awful, but I like that Spider-Man and Captain America play differently. Cap is less agile and can use his shield to block enemy swings and wait for them to stop. Spider-Man is faster paced, has a limited amount of webbing he can shoot, and can jump on walls to dodge attacks. After you face some robots, you get to the real villains, and they actually have a pretty big roster of well-known villains like Hobgoblin, Rhino, Gargoyle, Gorilla. But anyways, after you defeat Machete, when you walk into the next room you see 2 blank trophies, one appropriately named Webhead, and the other one named Flagman? Who? This guy? He's not bothering anyone. I don't think anyone has ever called Captain America Flagman. That's so ridiculous. Also, Doom has a picture of just himself hanging up in his castle. How douchey do you have to be? Spider-Man and Captain America in Doctor Doom's Revenge overall is a bad game. It has some charm, but the gameplay kills all the fun. Overall, this game gets 5 disappointed Spider-Man memes out of 5.
The last game we have here today is The Amazing Spider-Man. I'm going to be running this on MS-DOS again.
Wow, this game came out only a year later and it already looks infinitely better. The comic panels are back and damn do they look good. They even added shading. It was truly amazing how they could take less and create more. The nutshell of the story is this. Mysterio kidnaps Mary Jane and Spider-Man's gotta go find her. Alright, let's start a new game.
3 things.
Why does Peter have such a hunchback? Why aren't we playing as that Spider-Man? And why is R2-D2 here? What, is R2-D2 secretly a villain? But seriously, they made an amazing looking Spider-Man on the side. Why wouldn't they just zoom the camera in and make him the sprite and not Spider-Man SquarePants over here? Turns out this Spider-Man has an actual reason for being here. He's the health bar. Whenever you get hurt in the game, a little piece of Spider-Man goes away and he becomes a skeleton. Honestly, I have to give it points for being the most unique health bar I've ever seen. Alright, back to the game. It's a puzzle game that's extremely slow. That's it. The AI is a minor inconvenience, and Spidey is so slow it's unbearable. The puzzles are simple and honestly just not fun. It kind of reminds me of going around the house and turning the light switches on and off at different spots so it's back to up being on and down being off, and I still think I'd have more fun doing that. There really isn't much to talk about besides the glitch I found when researching the game. You can beat the game in the first 3 screens. All you have to do is go to the second screen and get on the helicopter. When you reach the top, jump off to the left and shoot your web so you can make it into the corner. You should glitch into the wall. After that, just jump and the wall should push you out. Now you're in Mysterio's lair. This is a great example of the cancer that is this game's enemies. Every AI is programmed the exact same. Walk left and right until you bump into something, and Mysterio's no difference. This has got to be the laziest boss fight I have ever seen in my entire life. All you have to do is dodge out of the way and Mysterio will take care of himself by walking into electricity. What the fuck? And then you're greeted to the ugliest man in the universe. What the hell? What happened to this guy? Who's this? This isn't Spider-Man. Hashtag not my Spider-Man. But that's the entire game. Overall, I'd have to give this game 3 out of 2 angry Spider-Man memes. Alright, and that's the first batch of games. So far, not great, but we still have plenty to go. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to get notified when episode 2 comes out. Have a great day.